Okay, howdy. This is a video based on something I think I once heard DivKid or somebody say in some video. So it's based on basically nothing. There was something said one time about making a phaser within your Euro rack with just your filter and a mixer and an LFO. So I wanted to try it against this super phaser, which is late 90s, early 2000s. If you've heard music from that era, you've probably heard this phaser because it sounds just like that era, which is why I love it. It's also got resonance. It's going to make this make sense a little more. So the setup is pretty simple. It's just guitar going into this phaser. This phaser is going into this bypass looper. This is going to bypass the Euro rack. So when this little green light is on, that means we're listening to the Euro rack. When it's off and I turn this guy back on, we're hearing guitar straight into phaser, going right through this to a Strymon Iridium. It's the Vox setting, I believe. It's just something I wanted to try. It's hopefully not super noisy after I edit some notches out, but it's incredibly noisy. This guy does not like being next to this guy. This is from this century. This is from a previous century. I believe this is a 10 or 12 stage phaser. Maybe this setting is 6 and this is 12. I don't know. People like to go in forums and just say something they've heard on someone else's YouTube channel that's never ever correct, but it's 10 or 6 or 12 stages. Just that's your takeaway from this video. All right, let's hear the Euro rack phaser. So what's going on here is I have guitar going through the Strymon interface. I've multed that clean signal and just the dry signals going right into this Tangle Quartet. I'm just using it as a mixer today. The mix is coming right out of the Strymon. The second guitar signal is going straight into this Popple filter. It's a clone of the mutable ripples back into the mixer. This is fully wet here. And I've got guitar kind of mixed up to taste. It's probably not quite 2 o'clock, but not quite even with this, but it's mostly there. So if I pull this guy out, it's dry guitar, just being guitar. If I pull this back in, we're hearing now a phaser. If I take the dry completely out, it's no longer a phaser. It's just a guitar going through a filter sweep. It's not that nice of a sound. So when things become a phaser, you've got a little bit of clean being mixed into the signal. And then signals are going in and out of phase. So I've got an LFO from Pam's, just kind of modulating the cutoff. And this frequency mod is it's kind of like a depth. This is like your Q setting. And then this is kind of a depth knob. Resonance is just resonance. A little too much resonance there. And then within Pam's, you can kind of control the top range of the sweep and the bottom range. I've got it just pulled down to about 95 right now. We'll just max it out to 100. And then your offset is the bottom slope of your LFO. If you don't want quite so much bottom end, you can adjust your offset. All right, let's switch back to the phaser pedal. So you can hear, this is that voice for guitar. There's notches, I assume, I didn't design this thing, but there's probably caps in there filtering out certain frequencies that you don't want to hear. And in your filter, it's just a full range of a filter. So there's weird things in there you probably wouldn't really want to hear. You could pull out in the mix. So let's do some cool stuff with it. All right, so now we've got some time-based effects happening. This is just an LFO coming from the Cion here, going out into the frequency modulation, kind of the depth control in this case. And then we've got an output from Pam's, just hitting the attack decay input of this Cion. So it's just kind of a little blast of a very fast rate kind of laser beam sound. I don't know. Is this even cool? Tell me if this is cool. It's kind of cool. Of course, I prefer the sound of this phaser. But if you're ever bored by your phaser and you have all this crap, try it out. It's kind of fun. All right, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like stupid crap like this.